Okay, audio test complete. Awesome. Let's go back down to the studio and I want to tell you about where I've been over the last few months. Alexa, what's on the to-do list today?
You have one item on your to-do list. Must film a video by the end of the day.
Don't touch the camera. Here's the thing, it's been over 80 days since I've published a video to this channel, and this is what I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. It is impossible for the average YouTuber to grow a substantial audience and furthermore to maintain an audience if they're not consistent publishing at least, I'd say maybe one video a week. And over the last 2.5 years, I just have not been able to do that. Sad but true. And I also want to mention that every single big YouTuber that I know, they pushed really hard early and for a significant amount of time, and the result was more views and subscribers. It takes a lot of focus, commitment, and effort. However, sometimes life gets in the way and you're faced with things that are just far more important than YouTube. And for me, that's absolutely been the case. And furthermore, that situation has caused a lot of anxiety, a lot of struggle. I'm overthinking a lot more than I ever have, and it's not uncommon. I just watched this video by Peter McKinnon. And he was answering questions, and one of the questions was, what's it like now creating videos versus when you began? And he said, it's really easy for me to overthink everything, and holy smokes, that's certainly been my experience. Testing 1, 2, 3. Because I really have a firm understanding of all the things that I can focus on to make better videos, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that better videos get better results here on YouTube, views, subscribers, and so on. So all of a sudden when you start, you're just so filled with passion, you're so excited, and you know enough to get started, but like I didn't know about autofocus and white balance and camera settings and lenses and on and lighting and framing and color combinations and how to communicate clearly. And all of these things are always on my mind now, and it's just a lot harder to focus. And I mentioned, you know, the things that I've been faced with. Gee, just the last few months, for example, in June, I came down with COVID. So I actually went on a cruise. I had an amazing time. I was excited to get back to YouTube. Like, okay, I'm gonna be gone a week. And then I come back and I was so sick. And on top of that, about 2 weeks earlier, I had found out I was diagnosed with Lyme's disease. Now, both of these things create a lot of fatigue. So I'm already fatigued, I'm overwhelmed, and now I've got COVID, and all I could do was just sit on the couch and try to recover for literally like 3 weeks. And just days ago, I had cataract surgery, and obviously that's something that's really scary. I mean, someone poking around and cutting into your eyes. And if I go back even further, 2.5 years ago, my ex-wife walked out. We went through a horribly painful divorce, and right at that time, my channel was riding high. I was driving millions of views on a regular basis. I was gaining 6,000, 7,000 subscribers on a monthly basis, and it was just such an incredible experience. And literally right at that high, that YouTube high, my personal life came crashing down, and that's really been the catalyst where all of these things together have made it really challenging for me to move forward and just find inspiration, find motivation to carry on and move forward. Now, in this video, what I wanted to do was just peel back the curtain and try to be really my authentic self and share with you all of these things that have been going on, because maybe you can relate. Maybe you've had some personal problems that you're going through that's affecting you. Because finally, I feel like after 2.5 years rather, I finally feel like I'm really excited about making videos and creating content and sharing and growing as a human being. See, for me, the thing that allowed me to grow on YouTube was pushing myself and trying to figure it out, trying to figure out the camera settings and the angles and the lenses and all of the things that we focus on as creators to create better videos to get the better results that we're after. And you know, it's like after you make hundreds and hundreds of videos talking about the same thing, how do you move forward? I just had such a difficult time mentally overcoming that obstacle. Now, here's what's interesting. I had this conversation with one of my good pals, Daniel Battelle. Hey, Daniel, thank you so much for just giving me the okay, like, you know, move on. Create that new channel that you're so passionate about. Because here's the thing, over the last 2.5 years, I've gradually become more and more interested in photography, which some of you know that. And it's gotten to the point now where I've got a new camera that I use for photography and video, and I've got this fancy Sony a7S III that's incredible for video and low light. And I've got all these lenses, I've got new macro lens, I got all this stuff, and yet, like, I'm not using it all. So what I did is I said, you know what, you're right, like, I need to create that channel based on photography. Now, here's the thing, I've actually started it, and it's off to a really good start. I've got some really amazing baseline stats, and I'm leveraging some new strategies, and I'm going to share more about that in just a bit. You know, how do you move forward when you've already painted the painting you want to paint? How do you move forward when your goal is to get 100,000 subscribers, grow a channel, speak at Vid Summit, do all these things, you've accomplished them? And again, it's like the money is really important to me. I have to make a certain amount of money. But frankly, it's like I know I can do that in a bunch of different ways while I challenge and motivate myself to continue learning. So, so I created and I launched this new channel. And bottom line, the result of that very thing, launching a new channel, having new topics to cover, and starting from zero, which sounds crazy, but like for me, that's really fun and exciting. I want to see, like, does this still work? So, you know, I published videos, I followed the strategies, tactics, and tips that I've shared on this channel countless times. And to be fair, no, I didn't like all of a sudden drive hundreds of thousands of views. But you know what happened? I started getting suggested. Brand new channel, not a ton, but sure enough, suggested views. I started showing up in search. And even better, I started gaining subscribers at a very high rate. Not because I'm perfect, not because I'm an expert in this field. I think it's just because I went out and I kind of shared my journey, and I want to tell you more about how that unfolded. But what's really important for this video and talking about overcoming the mental challenges is by doing that, it inspired me because I was filling my soul up. I was filling up my tank, and I was doing something new that I can bring back and share with you. Like, how many times can somebody simply regurgitate and share some information they already know and understand? For me, it's not a lot. I have to continue to evolve as a creative individual, right? As a YouTube creator. And I'm doing that now. And I think, like, this video and how I feel right now, like what I've overcome over the last 2.5 years, the experience of that, I finally feel like I'm landing on my feet and I'm okay with my new life, which I've had to rebuild and refigure out. So I gotta tell you, can I say like I'm back 100%? I don't know. I sure hope so. I really want to be. I just hope I stay healthy. That's another thing. I've gotten sick so many times and it takes me away for like literally a month and it's just way too much. And then it's like, gotta get the momentum going again. So if you're struggling mentally, the thing I wanna really encourage you to do is simply try to figure out how to be creative in a manner that will fulfill you beyond views, beyond subscribers, beyond like the external validation, and do the thing that sets your soul on fire. Because I gotta tell you, when you start doing that, that is the thing that people see and they recognize and they want to be around that. It's magnetic. It's exciting. And when you do that, you might find that it's the thing that sparks the creativity and allows you to move forward. And if you're unsure, just try to take the first step. And at the end of the day, This is something that I believe we all need to find in our own time and in our own way. You can't find the motivation and inspiration by reading about it, by watching videos about it. Somehow, you've got to find that motivation within yourself to move forward. You can get inspired a little bit by videos and reading, but at some point you just got to move forward, decide it shall be, stake your claim, kick down the door of opportunity, and announce your arrival wherever life may take you. So listen, if you're still watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you're on this YouTube journey yourself. The most important thing for me today is to film a video. I have to film a video. I don't need to clean the studio. I don't need to research ideas. I have to film a video. That's my intention today.